Today what we're going to be doing is each person searching a different picture on their phone, something that a customer would bring them, of a different custom countertop, and each person's going to make their own rendition or their version of what a customer would bring to them, and we're going to see if they can utilize what they have learned in class to make different whatever they can imagine. So, but they have to look like the picture they actually come up with. So hope you guys have fun. This could be interesting to learn.
Yeah, he said he's gonna come up toward the meeting, so he gave me the mic. Hey, dog.
Okay, so with the beach scene, I honestly, you wouldn't really be able to do the beach scene just because it's quite a few layers that you have to do just to be able to really make that wave look natural. So what I would do is that one for sure. Look more like a blue base with pearl, probably some charcoal, and probably some gold mixed in.
So start with the blue base, correct?
Yeah, I would. Probably maybe, I'm not sure what, we have quite a few different blues. We have the Caribbean, which has a little bit of green accent into it. We have the straight blue, the light blue, and the turquoise. I think there should be some right in here.
Where does it say the color?
So if you want the more of a flat color, you would do the pigment. If you wanted, this is what we use normally. It really just depends on what you're doing. If you want to show me what you got, and then I can give you a good idea. So good. Let me go grab some from the back. I'll be right back.
When you're done.
Perfect. It's always a little bit of anarchy at first doing this one.
Black base. white pearl and.
Looks like a charcoal base. Looks like it has a little bit more depth to it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, for sure pearl.
And then gold.
Yeah, and
And
gold.
spray with green.
Yeah, and then maybe it really looks like to really be able to get that depth look is to use a clear in it as well.
Okay.
So then when you put that clear like right in there, it'll let your pearl and gold kind of like lay into each other.
Give it a more dimension.
Yeah.
We're doing all of ours on our own. We're not
Yep.
sharing partners or anything, right?
Oh,
The base.
probably.
This is the white, the accent on it, and then like color. She wants it to come out.
I think the what was it? The almond would be pretty good for that
makes
base.
sense. Okay.
And then probably either a light blue. We don't really have a color too close to that blue, but
Two colors.
Have to mix it up.
Hmm?
With a mica powder or with
mica powder.
Yeah.
okay.
And then like the white and like a slightly darker tan for spray.
Yeah,
accents.
yeah, for sure.
Do
I
you
would.
guys have this?
Yeah. You would just have to look over there and then make sure it's super accented. If it looks like it needs a little bit more color into it, just holler at me and we can add some more.
Okay.
This is how I make my base, correct?
If you want that, the Caribbean, it just has that blue and then kind of green tint to it. If that's what you think is pretty close to it, helping them.
You're not gonna make one?
No, it'd be too hard to try and do both.
That's far away right now. Let me know if you need any help.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
I wanted to make something, but. Yes, sir.
When we start doing like the accent and the veins, since you don't want to mix up a whole batch of stuff, just do that. Maybe I missed how you talked about it. How do we coordinate to mix up that small amount of?
So what you could do is, so let's say you're doing one board, and obviously it needs 12 ounces per one board. And so what you could do is just probably just mix extra. You know what I mean? So you probably need about like I would just mix up to 28. So you just do 16 and 16, and then.
Then put some back in the other cup.
Exactly.
Just have that.
So once you do your first mix, you'll put 12 into one cup, and then the rest into another cup, and then just kind of use that one as your bait for your base, and then that one as your accent.
Now let me find that image and think of boxed it already.
So we're trying to do the different, look for the colors in order to do this. That one looks like a gold base to me.
It's definitely an interesting one.
If it's too hard, I would settle for a black.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, if you can try it for sure. Like, it just seems like that's kind of like a pinkish hue kind of thing. It might work maybe if you do like a black base and use trans red, because the trans red kind of has that pinkish hue to it, and that's how you'll get your base. And then you could just use like charcoal for your right there, and then probably just pearl, bronze for kind of like a dirty pour effect. If you need help with the dirty pour, just let me know.
We're gonna do black and white.
Yeah. All right.
The base on here, does that look like it's a gold or a yellowish or
I'd say copper,
copper?
with probably just gold accent spray over the top.
Copper with gold accent spray for the lines, for the veins. That just look like a dark. I
Yeah.
know it's really light. I guess if I did so I thought this might be I guess some with more of a yellowish tint, then go over top it with the copper.
Yeah, that does make sense actually. So maybe what you could do is kind of like a white base with gold over the top, and then just do a little bit of the charcoal veins.
Okay, a white base, put some gold over the top, and then charcoal veins. Okay.
That looks pretty similar to me, at least.
Okay, and then that would be the gold spray that I could use. That's already
Yes, sir.
mixed. All right, fantastic. Charcoal veins.
Oh wow.
So how would you make
Hmm.
that? Because obviously, you have to mix it epoxy, but would you start with a white base, or like white, and then do gold?
Sorry,
in
what?
it?
Is there none in there?
She found them.
So that would definitely be a black, like that'd be pretty much close to a black marble.
Yeah. I got the black marble from yesterday. That's still
Yeah,
fresh in
so
your
that's pretty
brain?
close to the black marble is what I'm saying. So it'd be the
Oh.
black pigment for the base, and then you really wouldn't be able to get that really gold shine to it, because, but you could use just the, I'd say just the gold for your veins, and to get those big ones like that, it's just kind of like that same technique of getting all that up and then leaving that sheet.
But how do I mix the gold? How would you mix the gold to try the best to
Get that shine.
Yeah. Would you do like, oh, that's what I'm asking you for that one.
Maybe
like,
just
would you do
add-
white and then put the gold shimmer in it.
Yeah, I would just mix some gold in there, and then maybe just add like a little bit of pearl into that gold mix.
Well, I was gonna do like pearl, like over it, I think too, on the side too. So like the pearl, how do you do the? Is there just a tint for that? Just a.
Yeah, you can either use the pearl accent spray, or you can use it inside, mixed in the epoxy. But to get that, it seems like it'd be best to just use the accent spray.
Okay. And then just do the
Gold for the
white
veins.
with the white with the gold in it.
Where are you getting the white? Are you trying to put?
How would you make it like? Is that like that?
I like that. Like I was saying, what I would do is mix your gold and then just put a little bit of pearl inside that gold mix to get that little bit of that shine.
Okay.
Almond base with gray, blue. I think you would use almost pigments for this one. So I would just need to grab. So there is a almond right up there, a gray right up there, and then I'll just have to grab you a blue. There's actually is an almond right here,
I have the almond. Whoever needed.
and then there's an extra almond and gray right here, if you need it, and then I'll just have to grab you a blue.
Wow, okay. So if I can't find gray in the base colors down there, can you
Oh, we have gray in our pigment. Just what I handed him. If you need gray, then I can grab it for you.
Okay. Okay.
Let me. I think there might be one under here.
John, do you have a dark blue solid?
Dark blue?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me just go grab that real quick. Oops, I'm so sorry.
So you did have to use, I don't know if it would be orange base or copper base.
That's probably more close to a gold, and then the, probably a black mixed in with it.
Okay, the main
The base? Probably a gold. Let me go grab those pigments real quick. Anarchy. Alright, so you said you needed the gray, right?
Oh, yes. Oops.
It's gone now. Good thing it didn't break, huh? And then, who else needed?
You already gave me almonds, so I just need
Oh,
the blue, right?
perfect, yep.
And then it's like a 34? Is that what you're basically saying?
I'd say so. So have you ever done the dirty pour?
I haven't.
So what you'll do is,
I'll wait till you get a little bit more free. I'll just go to the mixture and get it set.
perfect, yeah, just go ahead and do your base and then, yeah. Oh,
Or what do you think?
yes sir. Perfect, thank you, man. I'll come over with you.
One question before you leave. I guess it came up. Can you can use this for base also?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So anything. All right.
You can use anything as a base.
All right.
just
I'm
like-
just double checking because there was confusion. Thank you.
Okay. So am I doing black base?
I'd say charcoal base
Charcoal?
with bronze, white veins, and
There's browns like a.
yeah, that's
like a-
really kind of where you get that bronze look is kind of like that brownish look. I think that'll be pretty close to that.
All
If
right.
you want to add a little bit of brown accent spray, I could add to it as well.
Okay, and then so I'm starting off with a bronze
So
base.
I would
Or
start with a charcoal base,
charcoal base.
and then mix some bronze in the epoxy, and mix some white for your veins, and then just use the brown as an accent.
So it would be the white with this. All right, I gotta write this down because I can't remember.
So should we be mixing up our other colors right now? Or should we be using the spray? I mean, because I'm gonna need a silver.
Yeah, I think we do have a silver accent spray over there, so you could use either or. The epoxy mix will give you a little bit more of a different color.
So should I be mixing that right now?
I would, but since you already started this one, I would just go ahead and finish that up, since it seems like it's probably at least like around the.
80, it was 80 in a second ago. 81, 80.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to, as long as you know you've mixed this for the full 6 minutes, just to go ahead and start mixing epoxy for your accents.
Quick question.
Ooh, that is
I know.
orange.
I'm just about to ask you, can I make it darker if I add black?
Yeah, most definitely. So like,
Did we find more cups?
yeah, if you wanted like a little depth to it, what you could do is add a little bit of metallic powder. If you just stay flat, you could add a little bit of that.
Would that be that silver with that, or would that be a?
That's a silver glitter. So if you wanted the glitter to it, but we do also have just a metallic silver.
I kind of like pop look. You know what
You could also try and use both. Like you could use a little bit of that with the epoxy, and then just a straight silver in the accent spray. Probably give you a good difference. And did you need that blue pigment?
Yes, sir.
It's right there on the table.
You're awesome.
Alright, go with black base, so that's what I go with.
Yes, sir. And then pearl, gold, and probably some pearl accent spray as well.
Okay.
That help?
Yeah, better than nothing.
I have a question for you on this one. Actually, I did that and I realized you have that over there. So, for me, I would be using a heat gun to help me on this, and I don't have that here.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how is you.
So that would be just from a dirty pour. So basically, with the dirty pour, you would start out with that Caribbean base, and then
The blue is their base?
yeah.
Okay, I got the blue,
And
the
then
turquoise over there.
so it looks.
And then the
Oh yeah,
copper.
turquoise. It was turquoise, and then gold, and I think that was
Gold and copper. I could
gold,
tell the
copper,
in
and
there, too.
pearl. Was it?
I didn't quite see any pearl in it.
Whichever accents you use, but then you would just take those whatever colors and then mix them all separately, and then put them into the same cup without mixing them, and then you would just put them onto like a piece of cardboard,
And
and then yeah, just kind of like barely just let it like
Oh, yeah.
sheet, just kind of pulled right onto it.
Like, wait, well, it's on top. And
Yeah, exactly. So it would be
let it
just
come down.
yeah,
That, like yesterday when he took the stick.
yeah, exactly.
Sideways, I noticed that.
Yeah.
Do we have
That-
cardboard?
That, but yeah, when you get to that, I can give you a piece. I'll probably just cut something out real
alright.
quick. I can probably just do that real fast.
Actually done something like that because I got it from him and it was a commissioned piece, our piece.
Oh, okay.
And I did the first one. I go, no, I'm going to do what he did on that video.
Right.
He did it and it came out insane. But the thing is, I still finished off with some white on the top and used my heat gun to blow it
Okay.
right across,
Yeah.
so it kind of floats off the top. You know what? You've got torches.
I'm not going to do much black.
If you need any help, just let me know.
I do.
Go ahead.
Charcoal base.
Yep. It's
Can I just do it all pearl and then just spray the bronze? Or
yeah. In the gold, bronze, and yeah, you can just use that as an accent spray. That's really how you would get that inlaid in with the veins.
With the so then veins will just start off with the pearl.
Yeah. So you would just do your pearl veins first, and then spray your accent sprays to actually get it like in that gold inside that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So why are you picking
Charcoal
a?
powder.
Yeah.
Why are you picking a charcoal base? Because I would have thought black.
It really just depends. Like to me, it looks like it has a little bit of depth to it. So with the charcoal, it looks more depth. But with the black pigment, it just looks flat. So, but it's really just about personally, if you want to try to use the black pigment, you can.
Well, I'm just wondering
Right.
why you're picking that
It's
versus the
mostly
black.
just because it looks like there's quite a bit of depth to that base, so I would probably recommend the charcoal. But
Okay, that's fine, because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand why you're
the process,
going
yeah, I
that
totally understand.
way.
Yep, I am. So, which are you doing again? Oh, right, right. So, let me grab you. You need these little. Oh, it's probably because it's like inside my shirt. Yes, ma'am. Or there's this one right here.
If you're trying to get a rose gold vein, how would you? Gold and red copper? How would you get that?
A rose gold.
Rose gold, yeah. It's like it's pink.
Yeah. I'm not.
Some red copper and some gold
Yeah, I'd.
together?
Or maybe yeah, I think so. Are you having a black base on it?
No, it's still white.
White base.
White, yeah. Yeah, show you the picture.
Because we also do have
Yellow.
yellow. We do have yellow pigment.
Yes.
But I have to go run back to shipping just to grab that real quick.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I would just use your pearl veins and then maybe just spray some pink accent right into
That's
it.
pink?
Yep.
So after I get my color to do my paints, I mix the powder with what?
So it really just depends on what you're doing. Go ahead and pull up a picture, and then I'll come run over after I just give him these really quick. So to do your whatever accent ones you're doing, so let's say, how many colors are you doing for your dirty pour? Okay, so I would start with your mixing your almond into your base.
Into this one here?
And then, yeah.
Okay.
And then your blue, put a little bit in here.
Okay.
And then a little bit of gray.
Okay.
And then just
put any epoxy in these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you would. That's why you would
So I'm gonna
put it
mix
in.
my base with this.
Yep. And then this.
That's the dirty one. That's when I did my first mix both together.
Oh, okay.
So now I pour in my clean, right?
So that'll be
Right
just
through it.
enough for your actual base coat. You don't actually have enough to do your accent yet, your dirty pour.
Okay.
So what I would do is just start mixing your base right now, and then start mixing your ones for your dirty pour.
How would I decide how much I need to add? How would I do that math?
You really
Do I just put a little bit in there, I mix some colors for a minute, and then call it good, or?
I'd say honestly, all you would need at max is probably about 12 ounces for it.
Between all of them, so divide 12 between.
So all you really, because you're only doing two colors,
Oh, that's right.
blue
yeah,
and
blue
gray.
blue. So I
So
just
do
need
6 and 6. And then be very careful because you can definitely add way too much pigment.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna do I guess this is a black base with pearl, and then that spray.
The bronze spray.
Yeah.
Or maybe some trans green.
Okay. So, do I need any of that?
The epoxy?
No, the mixture, the different base.
So it really just depends on what you're wanting to do. Are you wanting to do a black base or a charcoal base?
Black.
So you want to do more of a flat black? Like it, then it would just be right on the bottom of that cart.
When I do this, do I mix so white or black? Because I'm trying to make gold. So I just put it
So
powder on it.
what's your base? Are you doing gold base?
Gold base.
Yep. So just pour about like 3 scoops if there is a scoop in there. Yep. That'll be good. Huh? Oh shit. Let me go grab that real quick. Hey. That was a good one.
You're a good man, Dom.
I saw one a little bit ago.
I'll just
Thank you.
Just try not to get it covered in epoxy.
So I want gold base.
Okay.
So what do I need?
So all you would do is just grab the gold metallic powder from the cart right there, and you'd put about 3 to 4 scoops into your mix.
3 or 4, but for the base, so I
Oh, veins or base?
base.
Yep, for your base, then you would just mix that straight into there. Just
No, for the base.
Oh, for the veins.
So I
Okay.
just put away a little bit, or I mix.
So what's
another-
your base gonna be?
It's blue.
Blue? So yeah, is this all for you, or is you mixing for him as well?
Half and half. So I need to mix more.
Yeah,
My
because
question is, you usually come and put it here, but I don't know. You mix the powder with what? Is the same mix of
yeah,
IMB?
exactly the same.
I just do less to get.
Yeah, yeah. So that'll be just enough for your both your bases.
And then I'm gonna mix another 12.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That turned out better.
Oh yeah. And what you could do, you're the one talking to me about this, like how you like the sparkles and stuff.
No, I was talking to you, remember, about the world.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you know what I just noticed? When I put that black in here and mixed it, it gave it the swirl. I said, I wonder if I'd have poured it like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking, honestly. You can still do it because it's still not too dark. Still worth a shot.
do it, man.
Do it.
Dom, do you have any smaller stirring sticks, like popsicle sticks or something?
I do.
Tongue depressors?
Mhm.
Can I have 3?
They're really small ones. They're not like the normal tongue depressors, but I do have something. Do you have a question? You want to run back here with me? What's up, man?
Just do the other two at the same time, right over after the base.
Yeah,
is spread out?
basically. So you'll mix your blue and that gray, and then make sure just fully mixed, and then you'll get another just a clean one, and pour them into the same cup with just a little bit of alcohol at the bottom.
Okay.
Don't mix them.
Right.
And then take like a piece of cardboard or a mixing stick and pour that right directly onto it. And all you'll do is just kind of like let it pour like a sheet onto it.
Come grab you as soon as I
Definitely,
do that
definitely.
part. Okay.
It's a little bit baby ones, but.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
I have an accent color that looks almost like a dark almond.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing an almond spray at all. Because why would I do
Yeah.
almond spray? So what do you think for these colors here? And I was thinking maybe aged browns for this darker color.
Yeah.
But for these, what would you?
Hmm.
Doesn't it look like a dark almond?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, but that's.
Like, why would you?
Maybe you could get a brown spray and then just really dilute it. You know.
You have brown, you think? Okay, I didn't.
Maybe like put some pearl into it just to kind of like dilute that brown. Yeah.
So I'm going to pour my 6 in here and 6 in the other one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And just barely enough pigment to like just cover that top.
Barely.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Just a little.
The little bit, the better, because you can just really go overboard with that pigment. Yes, ma'am. I'll just be right there.
Yeah, I'm worried I'm getting.
Nope, you actually still pretty decent, but it is at 88. So,
Okay. Oh, and I need these.
but you are at 78 on your dirty pour, so you're doing all right. But
How do I?
so what I would do is, what you should have done is probably, or no, since you're pouring them into a new
Yeah,
container.
pour them in a new cup, so I figured I'd put the alcohol in the new cup, right?
It's a good idea. I can grab you a new 1 quart in just 1 second.
Sure.
Can I see your gun?
Consult.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Going big. I have a black base, but I'm thinking
Black
like,
base with probably more of like the trans colors, it looks
okay.
like.
And then like a little bronze. Yeah.
That one is probably all up to you. 'Cause, woo.
Okay. All right.
If you need any help, just holler at me.
Okay.
What?
How long do we have for this?
For just doing this part?
Yeah.
Until lunch. Which is until 11:30. Got a pretty good amount of time.
Okay, so for this, you got pink.
So what I would do is probably, well, I guess, yeah, you could just mix a little pink into your pearl.
Mhm.
But what I was saying is probably just do your pearl,
I need a tip gun. Spray it?
your pearl veins, and then just spray that pink on top of the pearl.
I'm sorry, what? Say that again?
So you would just mix your pearl for the veins.
Okay, which veins are you talking about? Okay, so to you this is a pearl vein.
Yeah, these are veins.
Okay, yes.
And then,
they look pink to me, not pearl.
Well, yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm
So
not, you're losing me right there.
So the way you would get that, I think, or because if you just tried doing just straight pink, it wouldn't.
Right.
Because it looks like just a little white, and then just spray a little bit of that pink accent on over the top. So you would still get, that pink shine over that vein.
Okay, so I was going to mix pink and pearl.
That actually, I think that would work too.
We can share.
Because the spray, I feel like I can't control keeping it
Yeah,
in the vein.
just right in the vein. Yeah, I would just, yeah.
Because
Then
it doesn't really have any, it's only in the vein. So that's what I was worried about, is a control thing.
Yeah, then I would just pinch a little bit of pink inside your pearl.
Okay, so make some pearl.
Yeah. I think there's some somewhere.
Powder or liquid?
The powder. It should just be right there on the front cart. No, always pour it onto your table.
So you're always gonna have like a separate board, like.
Oh yeah, because if you left it in the cup, it would just exotherm and get like crazy hot and just solidify. Like it looks like that one is getting pretty dang warm.
So once I should have poured that right down when it is. Okay, I was trying to catch
When I make
up.
my little cup, do I just dump this stuff in the cup?
Yep. So what do you? You're trying to do your gold base. So if that's if this is up to temp, you'll just have to grab a temp gun, which is somewhere. They're all gone.
Caribbean and
87. So yeah, I would just let that get to about 95. This one is pretty dang close. And then you would just start mixing your black to mix inside of it.
Okay, now is it going to be a black marble mix, or is it going to be?
I would just say it's the black, just kind of poured over the top and then kind of just wiped in with your brush. You're at 87. $82?
I haven't even mixed those yet.
Just making sure, because you're getting pretty dang warm. 86.
And I'm going to 95?
You can go a little hotter if you wanted to, but it should be pretty good. Oh, really? How long do you have left to mix?
Oh, I've been listening for 10 minutes.
So you want to.
So you just pour it directly right on there, and then
Hey,
just
come
kind
here,
of.
real quick. So this is my base. But am I gonna?
So pour your.
Use it for this is my base.
Yeah, pour your base.
And then I'm gonna pour.
Yeah, so what you'll do is just put your base right on, and then even it out with your chip brush, torch it once, and then put all 3 of these colors into the 1 cup, and a clean cup, and then pour a little bit of alcohol at the bottom before you mix them all, or put them all into the same cup, and then you don't mix them in.
Right.
And then just pour them straight out onto here, and then just.
I'm gonna.
So basically, just kind of let
So
it.
I'm gonna pour and go like this the whole way.
No, so what you'll do is take that 1 cup and pour it all on there.
That cup.
Or you'll probably only need like 1 more of these because you don't have too much accent.
Yeah, I have. These are just tiny. Those are just to add stuff.
So you'll just grab 1 more of these ones and then put all 3 of these into that
in
one,
little cup.
and then with a little bit of alcohol on the bottom, and then.
What did you say on the bottom?
Alcohol.
Oh, okay.
And then you'll spray your base with alcohol as well, and then you'll just pour it all onto this cardboard, and then just let it flow onto your piece, and just keep pulling it up. Yeah, either way.
Okay.
I want to put a black eye in the middle of this.
Okay.
So what would I use?
Black. That looks really good, man. Yeah, if you wanted more of that flat black, then yeah, black pigment. But if you wanted a little bit more depth to it,
But
then
how would I spread the eye? I just drop a drop in there and spray with alcohol, or
yeah, or you could just kind of like just pour it right in the middle, and it'll start to kind of pulling apart. And then if you wanted it more of like a washed out look, just take your chip brush and kind of just barely. Perfect.
Smoke out of this, and then.
Don't torch the crap out of it, because you definitely want it to be still.
Okay.
So just torch it once just to get the. Yeah.
Okay.
Just to get all the air bubbles out.
Right.
And then you'll heavily alcohol it.
Okay. And then do my pour.
Yeah. And the sooner the better, since you already have poured that into there.
Just trying to clear up the edges.
Right. Let's see what it is. And you didn't just use straight black pigment, did you? Is that mixed with epoxy? It's never going to cure. Yeah. With the black, you always have to mix it with epoxy.
so this is just dead.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I just leave it there. Or just push it up front. Perfect.
Will the orange pigment dry?
Yeah, but that's because you mixed them into an epoxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't just pour it directly on there?
What?
The orange pigment.
I did pour that on me. Please.
So when you mix, so this right here,
Right.
how did you do this?
I mixed that with epoxy.
So, for sure.
For sure.
So 6 and 6,
Yeah.
and then put your orange pigment in.
Yeah.
So that'll for sure cure.
But that won't.
But if you just took this straight out of this container and put it right on here, it won't cure.
All right. And that one won't need.
No, if it's not mixed in epoxy, it won't dry.
Don't get frustrated. So just throw them away.
I would honestly just leave it for now, and
Try them.
yeah,
Go ahead and alcohol the shit out.
yeah, just really kind of just miss, because it'll really help break open that dirty pour. And then you'll just grab that piece of cardboard, and this is definitely quite a bit more than you'll need.
Okay.
But
Just do 12 every
yeah, it's always good to have little extras.
Right.
So what you'll do is just kind of take that and pour it. So you'll have it flat, and you'll pour it at, like a majority of it on here,
Okay.
and then
Just kind of run it over.
just really close, but not actually touching it, and just keep like picking it up as it goes. And then you could also too, once you actually get that dirty pour on, pour the rest of that out onto your whatever's left. And yep,
Can I use the same cup right here? No.
it's not worth the risk. There's some right up front in that box.
No risk.
Anybody have the bronze powder at the table? I was ready. Yeah, sometimes it won't go out though. So the way to tell is get on the surface and you see that kind of ripple effect. That's how you put alcohol on the surface.
Actually, I like that. I like that on there. But I needed to. How long do I have to wait?
So I would just leave it now.
Leave it?
So I would just do your dirty pour because your dirty pour is probably at least 90 degrees by now.
This isn't flat yet. It's not where I want it.
You'll just have to wait at least like 3 to 4 minutes at least.
Really?
Yep. I mean, if you want to try it again, just be ready.
You know what's interesting is learning these techniques with some of the work that I do. I had a lot of waste.
Okay.
And I was really pissed off because it's expensive.
Right.
But waiting, the way you guys are teaching me, I'm gonna conserve.
Most people are.
And I've done a lot of pieces. So.
Be right there.
Is it black powder or black?
The
Jar.
yeah, the charcoal, just right in that bag right there.
Is that about what I'm looking for then?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous.
It probably could use,
I didn't do enough gray, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think I put enough gray in there.
But what you could do is just use that runoff right there and just kind of scrape it up on your mixing stick.
Right.
And then just kind of do another dirty pour with that.
Okay.
And just one scoop or
Probably about 3.
about 3?
Just if you're not sure how much powder to put in there, once you mix it in, just scrape off your stick and do that stick test. So once you get the powder in there, mix it all in, scrape off your stick, dip it in, and if you can see any of that wood grain underneath that color, you just need a little bit more. I just saw you using one. What happened to that one?
Yeah, 90.
You're doing pretty good still.
That one will take a while because it's low volume.
This one's a 91.
Yeah.
That
I
one's
need the blue to go.
That one's
first.
your hottest.
Really?
Yep.
I got the gray in there already though.
I think it looks awesome, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And then,
I added these
since you have so much alcohol in there, it'll just leave it, and it'll keep changing, you know, as that alcohol kind of like plays with it.
Okay.
It'll really start selling out,
I kind of like
and
it.
it looks,
I'm pretty happy.
it looks really good, dude.
I like it. And then I would also put a little bit of pearl there.
Doing good?
I think so. I'm mixing my blacks and my browns.
Perfect.
I'm just trying to mimic some patterns here.
Yeah.
Gray and then the pink's gonna go into it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So if you do just let all that stuff that's on your plastic set up a bit more, you'll definitely get a whole lot more sharper, nice veins.
Okay.
Because most of that will probably get swallowed by that base color.
Okay.
Mhm. Patience is key for sure. Yeah.
Did you unglove hand? Oh, thank you. Even better.
Like I either do.
Duh.
That's all right.
Thank you.
What color is that bronze?
But get that color on the base. I don't understand how I'm getting to this color.
So you used a gray base and it definitely looks like a black base.
That's what I asked you before, and I was gonna go black, and you said no, go gray.
I'm like, I have like 100 other people asking me.
I know. That's
clearly black.
Definitely not. Yeah, that's clearly black, and that's why I asked you, and you said no. Like, okay, well, I'm creating nothing what's gonna be there, so I'm just gonna play.
What you could do is
Add some black to it, I guess.
I would just do that kind of same technique you're trying to do now, but throughout the whole piece, and then might save it. I'm gonna temp those for you.
Oh, yes, thank you.
87, still doing pretty good.
I'm saying brown, black, bronze, vein.
Yeah, and then probably just like pearl sprayed over the top to get that kind of sheen to it. You're all good. You can hang on to that if you want.
Can I mess with another board? We got if I got an hour left.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
Overplay with
Now,
that one.
wait.
if you're grabbing a powder or grabbing an accent spray, just make sure when you're done with it, put it back.
Okay.
Just try not to make an incredible mess.
So this one's you know what I would do? The advice since I just learned the hard way, I would play with that one, and then like when you figure you like okay, then you can move, you know, run you some toothpicks through, or I just play with it, and then you know what to do the next time.
What do you want me to do with that?
Yeah.
Is there something you can do with that?
What you could do is what I was thinking is probably just
Yeah.
and,
Just kind of keep on over and do some lines.
and then just let that kind of like tack up a good amount, and then you could just take your brush and just get like a bunch on there, and then just do like small little kind of sheets.
Okay.
I mean, you could play with it, just trying the different techniques, and yeah.
It's hard whenever it's like it looks good. I don't know.
Right. If you love it, I would leave it alone.
I do love it.
Because as soon as you see something you like, it's always good to stop, because it changes real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna effect I want.
Oh, you want to do that sheet?
30,
So
bigger thing to
I
put
would
it on?
wait for it to tack up.
Okay.
That's. So did you just pour it out on the plastic?
I did.
Yeah, I would wait a good at least like 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay. Do I need a bigger thing for it so I have more on it to pour from?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I think honestly, because with this one, once it actually gets tacky, what you can do is really scrape that up, and then just pour that sheet over perfectly.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, it's just at this point now you just gotta wait. That looks really cool though.
Yeah,
Did you mix colors in there?
I did, but it's way more green than I wanted, but I did these two. I probably should have done like like you have an actual green.
Yeah.
Should have done that instead. But it's okay. It's kind of a cool color.
It actually looks pretty cool.
It just doesn't match the picture.
Right. How you guys doing over here?
Okay. I'm trying to make sure I get every bit of this cop because I want this to be the dominant one.
You're actually doing still pretty decent. Surprised that's not super hot.
Still
yet.
not hot enough?
Oh no, you're good now, but I'm surprised it's not like too hot now. But it's perfect right at the temperature now. Probably.
But what should I do?
So then
Get the gold in first and then that pale gold?
either or you could just do them both right at the same time and then don't mix them and then just pour them straight on the sheet.
I just want to make sure I got everything out.
If you wanted more of one color, add it more of that color. If you wanted less of that one color,
Yeah, this one I don't want too much of. I just want this as my accent.
there you go. And just pour just a little bit right on that side into that cup. Oh wow. That turned out awesome, dude. That's crazy. Turned out amazing, I think.
Did you see that?
That's
Did you see how that just helps? Yeah. You put
what? Broken?
No, it's just.
Oh. Huh? You're at 86. Yeah, I'd probably wait like another 4 minutes. You should be good.
Sorry, buddy.
Huh?
The gold
Yeah.
spray with the soapstone?
No, that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
Gold and trans green for the soapstone.
Okay.
He said until lunch, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, we still have an hour until lunch.
There's some stuff I want to try.
To get it to kind of blend like that. Anyways, to get it kind of blend like that, would I just dump that kind of on top of it?
Yeah.
And just kind of work my brush, or
Did you use shimmer gold?
Huh?
Did you use shimmer gold?
There you go.
Looks like you used the
shimmer gold.
golden. But yeah, I would just kind of just try and pour it on there and use your chip brush to kind of like work it through to get that kind of like wiped through effect.
But I'm not supposed to use shimmer gold?
It looks a little bit more like the regular gold to me, but you can still save it for sure.
I'll make it look good somehow. I'll work. So, see, yesterday when I did this one, I didn't wait long enough. To do my white.
Right. So.
What would be your best tip?
To do your veins?
Well, not really doing veins, but with this, how dry do I want it?
How hot?
Yeah.
95. Before you, so when it's in the cup, you.
I'm talking about this right here, but I'm talking about that.
Yeah, I know. So when you're before you pour it out onto your board, you want it to be at least 95 degrees.
Right, it was at 97.
Perfect. And then to get this nice crisper veins to actually stay, what you'll want to do is get that up to 95, and then pour it out onto your plastic, and then wait like 15 minutes for it to get tacky.
Then you use that to.
Exactly.
Now, is it the same rule with if I'm just gonna be painting like if I'm just using.
If you just want to like kind of like wipe it on there, then no. It'll all stay. But if you wanted to actually like crisp actual veins, then I would just pour it onto plastic and then like wait for it to tack up. How do you think it's going? Oh wow, that looks really awesome.
Yeah, that does. How much would I put in here for the black?
Only like, so are you trying to do like how much black exactly?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do the little swirl, not a lot.
Probably just
About
like
this
literally
much
like
at the most.
less than that. Like so for are you at for the
No,
epoxy
not the black,
or
the
the
epoxy in there.
Okay, so
So I
you just got to make sure you're just doing a 1-to-1. You know what I mean? So like if you wanted only like a little bit, probably just go up to 5. So 2.5, 2.5. But if you're mixing that black pigment into that cup, just like literally barely anything at the bottom.
You think any of this would be usable for a soapstone piece?
Yeah. Well, not for a soapstone, but.
What else? I'm trying to think what else I should use. Maybe I can use some of this extra stuff.
Yeah, maybe just kind of do like the same effect you were trying to do here, but maybe just less all the way across.
Oh, okay.
So maybe you could just like literally just take all this, and then like do like a dirty pour with that, or or you could even just look up another piece on your phone if you'd like to.
I might just do that too. I was just trying to be conservative with what was being used already. But I guess at the same time, we're here for a reason,
Exactly.
Stuff, so. All right,
How does this edge look? Is this covered? Is this coated?
Yep, you're perfect.
Good.
Yeah, and then as soon as you know that there's no alcohol and you don't want to change it anymore, just torch it for the last time.
I started to get it better.
Yeah.
Like the right technique with it. Kind of. Not like that, but like what I.
Definitely like that color, that's for sure. 91.
So that's about right.
Yeah, you're good.
No, seriously, that is absolutely beautiful. I want to know that.
Like if I did that like that hammered effect like you did, would that be? That on? It's not on granite.
You could do it on as a copper base.
As a copper base.
Because is that what you're asking?
Yeah, yeah, like something that would look cool with that. So maybe do the copper as the base, and spray the alcohol, light it up, spray it.
Don't light it up.
Well, that's how you got his hammered effect.
That is not how you got the hammered effect.
Just
Take your alcohol sprayer and just kind of like barely just get those big droplets from that clear alcohol, and that's how you get that hammered effect. Because if you light it on fire, you will get sprayed. You can add a little bit more orange pigment than that, it looks like.
I didn't add none yet. That's just
Oh.
outside.
Oh, it's just from your hands.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's just outside. I'm adding black.
Perfect. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Should you torch your base?
Yes. As long as you know you don't have alcohol in it.
Do we torch it now?
If you're done completely, then so you'll torch it one time when you're first starting,
Right.
and then do all your stuff. If you're done with all the accents and all the colors, then yes, you can torch it for the last time.
So if you torch it in between, does that do anything?
I wouldn't recommend it. All it's really doing at that point is just setting it up.
Okay, good.
That looks really awesome now it's inlaid like that.
Thanks.
Well,
Turned out, I mean, pretty similar.
the spraying of the blue, I needed some blue. It didn't, it because the spray bottle wasn't working quite right.
Did you spray pearl
so
on the top?
So it got too big. It blocked. I wanted small ones like that. But,
Can you take your stick and drag it through?
That would probably mess up her dirty pour at that point. But
it's gonna let me.
You can take the torch and try to push it.
Well,
yeah. I mean, but it's pretty dang similar.
so that blue is kind of the wrong blue. I needed that blue. That's kind of a pale one. But
I think the only thing is just the pearl accent spray sprayed onto that blue is what is making it look so dull.
But it's giving. I didn't want that big, but those blue bottles aren't. His was poofing out just powder.
Blue bottles?
It's coming, and it was liquid. It was coming out blue powder. So I just.
Because usually it always, like, sometimes you should shake it upside down and then spray it below your piece.
This powder pop
first.
Remember, guys, that you also can sand these as well. So you can get a totally different sheen on some of this if you sand it. Like his gold was a little too bright, but if he sands that down to 1200 grit, it's going to be really awesome and perfect, I think. So
sanding just takes away the
yeah, you could just really change your overall look by sanding. So remember the full process.
I messed up that morning. So I just threw it away.
Yeah.
I hope that's alright.
Yeah, dude, you're good.
Like what I tried to do is I tried to paint.
It didn't really work out.
No.
So what you want to do instead of trying to paint it on is like pour it on, you know, like, so pour that black onto your plastic, wait for it to tack up.
Oh, I thought you was talking for your veins.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like the same effect, you know, like, because that's how we do the veins as well, is letting it set up on the plastic first.
Yeah.
And I think to get that black kind of inlaid like that would be to let it tack up and then like scrape it up onto your stick and then let it just
then
flow.
some crisp veins.
Yeah, like big ones, you know what I mean?
Okay. So, do I go ahead and start mixing my black?
I would.
Too? That way I got time.
And it might actually be better to try and do your black first, I think.
Better do what?
Your black first as your actual base.
Oh, I just mixed a bunch of gold first. I don't want to waste.
Yeah, then might as well do gold.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not trying to waste a bunch of product. Now, you got your gun on you?
Yeah. Sorry. Cut you right off.
It's not going to be close yet.
Shouldn't be. 79. So yeah, I would go ahead and start mixing that black.
Go ahead and put my black down. But what I did notice is when I did the black veins, it looked pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, it looked pretty cool, but just by doing regular black bands. So.
What'd you think, Ben?
Looks really good, guys.
Why is it doing this with the little divots everywhere that pop up afterwards? Why does it do that?
What divots?
The little holes that pop up.
Oh, the cells?
Yeah, why does it do that?
It's mostly because, so when you laid it on, you just kind of laid a sheet on,
Yeah.
so it's just so thin that it kind of just breaks open and cells.
So kind of just like making...
But once you sand that, it'll look so much more natural than if it didn't.
It's multiple layers. I had it all layered. I sprayed alcohol, and as soon as I torched it, it all disappeared.
That honestly looks really, really good.
Then I put another layer on top, so hopefully when I sand it, all the layers will...
Yeah, it'll really take that bottom layer that was there and bring it up. I really like how you layered that one. That looks so good. Because the pigments just really, really sell. That's why they're really fun to play with.
Thanks.
Let's find out.
Did you ask him to torch it?
Yeah.
He said if you're done with it and you're not doing anything else, you can torch it.
And if you know, you've obviously haven't sprayed alcohol on there for a
I
good
did the
minute.
gold. Oh yeah, it's been at least a minute.
So the way to tell is if you look on like the surface of it, and if
Yeah.
you can see any ripples, that's how you know there's still alcohol in it. It
Okay.
doesn't look to me like there's any alcohol in there.
Okay.
But I guess we'll find out, huh?
Okay.
I think you should be good.
Yeah, I mean, I sprayed that gold. It was probably like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're good.
I was trying to do the white on top after. I wasn't getting the white on. I had to mix it.
What do you think? The background's not dark enough, but everything else is coming along pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it looks really good other than the fact that it just didn't get as dark, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I kept shaking it, but the pigment just wasn't coming out.
It could be just because it's not contrasted enough.
Uh-huh.
So it might have just not had enough color in there.
Color in it?
Like, I know if you grab that gold right there with that red sprayer, that one's super contrasted.
You know what? Let me try that a little.
Is there orange pigment?
Orange
Or
pigment,
just
yeah.
orange-
I think
orange mica?
right on that back table there's some orange pigment.
Oh, yeah.
Turned out pretty good.
Oh yeah, it did. I love it.
Wasn't exactly what I was going for.
Right.
Do you have a red pigment? Or red powders?
Yep. Yeah, we have the red powder or the red pigment.
I did.
So if you want more of a flat color, you'll choose the pigment. If you want more of like the metallic, it's the powder.
I got orange powder, but I'll find to see if someone has the red.
Should I just try another one, or should I just stand here for a half hour?
I mean, we still have an hour.
An hour?
Mhm.
Okay, I'll do it.
90. Oh wait.
89, I got a few minutes still.
Oh wow, it's jumping all over the place. 92.
You think that's enough pearl for that? Or maybe a little touch more?
Oh yeah,
Looks a
that looks super clear. Like unless you want that clear.
No, I want a little darker.
Yeah, I would definitely add quite a bit more because if you do that stick test on it, you'll definitely be able to see quite a bit through it.
Thank you.
Let's let that sit. Now I don't spray nothing on it. Don't have to on nothing.
Are you done completely?
Yeah.
If you're done completely and you know you haven't sprayed alcohol on it, you can torch it for the last time.
He said I should wait a minute just to see if it's spread out a little.
Oh, okay. So if he wants it to spread out, then I would mist it just lightly with alcohol.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Are you guys all targeting what you're looking at? What you're gonna get?
82.
Where'd your other one go?
He tossed it.
The trash.
82.
I've already torched this. I'd like to think that someone actually mixed alcohol.
Or you can mix it with alcohol. Or like running. Yeah, no, I would just.
What's we want it at least 85 here, or at least 77, but you want this one up to 85, correct?
Is that for your pearl veins, or I would actually get it up to 95.
95.
And then if you want it to be crisp veins, I would pour it out onto your plastic and wait for it to tack up a pretty good amount.
Okay.
I guess I could just give the mic back to Levi now.
If you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of nerve-wracking, everybody hearing me. Temp gun? Should be only at like 84, I think.
84. Try that up.
Yeah. You can just kind of hold on to that and just keep washing it.
If you guys remember your timing, guys, don't get too frustrated with the pieces. Walk away, give it some time, look at what other people in the classroom are doing, and then come back. Yes, sir.
I was gonna do this. Oh, only one. Thank you. How'd that work? Good. Looks really good, dude. Good job. Good job, Dominic.
Sorry, this is not working.
You might pop the tip off and just spray it into the trash to see if it cleans out. Yes, sir.
When it sinks down like that?
Does it stay together when it sinks? So if you stain, will it pop?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because I did like 3 layers. The first
No,
layers,
you'll start exposing some of that.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty. It'll be a little different, but it's more natural when you see it. So. If anybody wants to too, you can go over to our marble piece and help us kind of clean up the edges on that, because we're gonna finish that out to whatever technique the class overall wants, as long as I don't think it's stupid. So it'll be white marble. We'll do black marble in honor of this guy right here.
Right, there you go.
Black marble looks better anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you do?
You messed with it too much.
You done wrecked it.
Remember I told you that yesterday?
You ever see that movie Wreck-It Ralph that kids watch?
Nope, but I know you watched a lot of movies in your time.
I actually didn't have TV as a child.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did say you did.
Yeah, we didn't have TV.
TV. But
you know what? Who's to say that's wrecked?
That's right. Watch me bring it.
I like KTM's, and those are orange. That's more Harley.
You know what I
orange.
told them? I said this is the best time for me to make my mistakes and talk to you guys.
It is. You need to make the mistakes here where you can afford to, where your customer's not watching you. You don't want to be doing this on a customer's countertop. Don't worry, we'll be family when I'm done, because I'm going to mess this up 4 more times.
Away from it, you can see a lot of
Yeah, no kidding. I've done that where I'm like, oh God, I just did that and they're all watching you. I think you'll make it work. Come over here and check Tammy's. She just did a Tammy O'Queef. I think it's awesome. I don't like that. That's really badass. Are you going to sand that?
Probably,
That is mixed in with epoxy, right? That white line? That's not just pigment?
yeah.
Okay, cool. No, that's cool.
But I don't like it, but I
Can
don't
we
wanna,
sand it?
Yeah. I don't like it, but I don't want to, like...
I think it'll be awesome.
You have an idea of what's going on. It's coming.
Do you know who you're next to?
This
The-
firefighter?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
runs
she
a
was in
hot
my-
shot crew, so she's kind of a badass.
Yeah,
so.
she was in one of my classes
Oh, okay.
when I was here. I used to do the same thing she does.
Well, I'm impressed. You did?
When I was young, yeah.
No, you would call 911 so firefighters would show up.
I used to be a firefighter
no,
and a
you would.
paramedic.
She would get firemen to show up at her house. That's a big difference.
I used to live across the from the fire station, you
Uh-huh.
know, so I'd be the first one there in my turnout gear. And those guys hated that because that's like the thing, you know, who could be the first
could be
there,
the
and then
quickest.
the new girl in town, you know, is the first one. And they didn't like that.
Don't be impatient.
Type of line.
I would just hit those ones and pull them or pull into the...
Don't be impatient.
I'm not.
Watch this. You want this to stop looking like shit?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
Oh, we can do that.
All right, let's do it then.
I thought you were trying to make a shitty piece.
No,
I don't.
man,
I wanted
there
to.
you go.
I'm on your.
Show piece.
I'm on your side here now.
There you go. That's the boss man.
Just run a figure 8 pattern here so it doesn't look fake as hell.
There, I'm not fucking touching this after this. Yeah, the figure 8. That's what I was trying on my own too.
Do you know we can do some badass fire like this too?
Man, let's go. I might have created something, huh?
Hey Dominic. Oh, never mind.
Hey, get us one.
Oh, I was on a video.
Oh,
She was on a video.
Hey, we do it all the time, right? They think you taking pictures and it's a video.
Yeah.
Class is great.
Thank you, man.
Oh, don't worry about it.
I-
The last day.
I
you
want
in.
him to say class is great on the day he doesn't smoke weed, and that will really mean something.
Now let it go.
You did really good. That's the best one in the class right there. Everybody should try to copy that one.
Not done yet, sir.
No, I'm just messing with you. And I'm not a sir. I'm not very important.
Oh, so you were actually a worker.
Yeah, I always. Remember, don't torch too soon or too much. You can really, you could wait an hour, guys, to torch, and you could come back and still get the air bubbles. But if you did wait, then the epoxy would set up enough to where when you torch it won't blur it at all.
That's badass.
But you do want to torch it again, and like right before lunch. You got 45 minutes till you can leave for lunch.
Just torch it one more
Right before lunch.
All right, I'm not touching that. That's badass.
Watch this too.
That's my number one seller.
Do you see this? How this is still totally workable. You could work this for another hour. I don't know that I just messed this up for you possibly, but.
That's what I was going.
Do you like this one?
Yeah, I really liked it. That one at first it showed. At first I had it like this.
Right.
But then, like I said, he said it never cured because I didn't put no epoxy in the black.
I'm gonna do something kind of like that to make fire real quick if you want. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. Is it wet? Yep. Yeah. I like it. No. I'm gonna do different colors, but I'm gonna do something kind of cool here. Well, something I think is cool. I don't know that it will be.
Is it better to push with the alcohol to make the come out, or with the gun?
Probably the torch, because the alcohol you can push it, but then it's gonna flow and blend more. Whereas the torch, if you push it, it's at least gonna stay there.
Are we still going? Like, keep
Yeah,
going?
it's like till lunchtime.
Okay.
You guys have till lunch. Do another piece if you want.
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
But remember your time. That man?
So not a hard piece.
I don't know, whatever you. I think the more difficult, the better, right? That's how we learn. We mess up stuff up. I've filled up dumpsters with messed up things. These cannot possibly be larges. Holy cow. Huh? I'm doing good. That's always a choice, isn't it? You can always choose to have a stressful day or a non-stressful day or a...
How zen of you.
Huh?
How very zen of you. Yeah, that's true statement.
Yes.
True story, for sure.
My mom is having surgery right now for breast cancer, so, and she's going to be out at noon, so she started at 7:30 this morning, so.
Some clean ones, right?
Do we have them? Yeah, we are. Hey, Dom. Fire. I'm gonna make fire. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good. Waiting to hear how my mom's doing. So, she's in surgery for cancer right now.
Really?
Yeah. She went in at 7:30. So. We don't have any glass. Oh, we have plexiglass. Dude.
Those glass, the fire things too. That's what you're talking about? Like the one that we put in that casting table. That's what you're talking about?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The acrylic or whatever. Yeah. I'll go look for one of them. Let's go look.
I think all those fire things are up in that box.
I'm gonna make fire. Thank you, Mark. I know what you're doing. You need gloves?
Extra large is right there. I think it's harder to try and fit each other's larges.
Yeah. If you want to mix that for a minute, just to get it to start getting hot, just mix it enough it starts getting hot. And we'll let that get 100, at least 100, 105. Fucking pasted. It's heavy. I'll take this piece down, and then let's make kind of a. Hey Dom. We'll have him sand that. Just a little bit, just the numbers, and then clean it up with alcohol. You might actually, alcohol take because sometimes we'll just adjust something. No, that's all how we practice, guys.
The thermo on this cup right here, dude.
Is that gun failing?
Oh, I think
Low battery or? Check the. You might blow it out. There might be dust on it.
Oh, there we go. Oh, what's going on here?
That could be really used too. Where's the other? We should have like 5 over here. Yeah, somewhere we have other guns. Oh yeah, down below there's like 10 temp guns down below. You getting coronavirus off your feet there, Rachel?
It's at 120, 152 degrees.
It's weird how these don't return an exact temp, they gain. You know what I mean? Like if you shoot something that's 500 degrees, if you shoot something that's 500 degrees, it starts out at like 100 and then it goes 120, 30, 40, it like picks up. Whereas these ones, watch this, cheap gun. I guess it's kind of doing, it's fluctuating, but at least it shot the temp that it was supposed to be at, you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is like $60. Don't even want to say. Dude, good job, man. Thank you, Dylan.
Tended it with a 220.
No, that's perfect, man. Thank you. No, that's perfect, man. Hey. Like, I bet it's not done. How's everything in your part of the world?
I mean, it's pretty good. So I hope everything's okay with you.
It is.
Good.
We choose what we have.
You choose. Every day.
There'll always be negativity if that's what we look for. I've never won from looking for negative.
What did we sand it? What grit did we sand it with when we for the boarding table?
That we just did. Oh, dude, they didn't even sand them all.
Really?
That's why some of them delaminated. They sanded some and not others, and some they did 320, and I think it was just. And we didn't know. We were learning.
Right.
But now we're gonna do a grit testing. Oh, I'll show you, dude. This is either gonna be really dumb or really cool. Yeah. Do we have just the clear solo? Yeah, right there. We'll just do a bunch of these. And this is just stupid what we're doing, basically. This is just purely
Gangsta just screwing around.
trying to be fun for them.
Black, orange, white.
I think gold.
Okay.
Both golds, orange, red, all the flame colors, fire.
Are you even going to incorporate blue?
Yes, yeah, all the way through blue, and we can even go into like purple.
Uh-huh.
So,
White.
yeah.
Shimmer.
Yeah.
Two?
Yeah, one's fine even. I dumped a lot more because this is a big particle, so it won't block color as much.
To work with those, you basically just put them on top of your...
Yeah, and that's I'll go over some of that. Well, you can really mess a piece up with that because it'll kind of stay on top and be at an angle. You have to clear coat it.
Do you use something similar for the floor that you have?
Uh-huh. But you can broadcast those. Just remember we might have to sand it really quick and then pour a clear over the top.
I don't want to use it. I'm just like wondering.
They are fun to do. You can make some really cool natural stuff with that. Yes, ma'am.
Somebody that wants to epoxy like a copper table. Is there anything that they can use over the copper before the epoxy to make it adhere better?
Some people spray lacquers onto it, but is it going to be interior?
Exterior.
Oh, I wouldn't do it. I hate to even say that because outdoor flex.
Outdoor flex?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That would actually work very well, I think.
Okay, without having to put anything.
Is it like a raw copper?
You didn't really say. You just
See
said
if
it's a copper table.
see if they could sand it with like 220 so that they can get what we consider out a mechanical bond. So a chemical bond is when we actually bond to the substrate chemically, where we don't need like adhesion due to like sanding. The mechanical bond is when you sand it enough to where it opens up. If you looked at it through a microscope, that there's something for the epoxy to hold on to. Our highest bond strength is on our outdoor flex, so they could do a thin layer of outdoor flex and then countertop epoxy, and that's actually what we are. Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Is this a frost epoxy or something? Or?
No, this is a piece of acrylic. We're just doing a.
Oh, okay. But you can make this yourself.
Because of what you did, yeah, with casting. Because of what you did, we're gonna do like a flame.
A flame. I
yeah.
want to see it. See, it's what I did. I told you.
I need red.
Which is this?
That's the red shimmer.
Oh, okay.
For the edges, and then
okay.
red.
What's, and this is
burgundy.
Burgundy.
We got blue. You want some purple or some? We need red, just plain red.
Yeah, we should have a red copper in here.
Copper. I already did the copper.
Anybody have red copper at their table? Anybody have the red copper powder? Oh, somebody doesn't listen to instructions, bringing stuff back.
What's this, white pearl?
I'm just giving you a hard
red
time.
Shimmer.
Thank
Red
you.
shimmer.
I would have never found it. I believe you.
Burgundy. We're gonna see what this come out.
We're still good. No, we're good. We got lots of time. Is these extra large? Somebody needs to make these in America where hands are large. These are a Corona large. Did you see that lady that she's in quarantine for coronavirus and she's made a Corona commercial? She's like, it's a Corona time. It's a really good little commercial that Corona's probably going to sue her now. She's saying it's Corona time and it's pictures of her toilet and her masks. And I'm like, why not be on Instagram when you're stuck in quarantine? She has 30 days in that room. In a little tiny room. That's prison. I can't believe it. Well, I do believe it because humans panic about everything. You guys have some good looking stuff out there.
We have little sticks. We get the little popsicle.
At least your epoxy looks good. We should actually, yeah. Hey Dominic, we got popsicle sticks.
Yeah, there's a bag up on the back table.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, remember if you get colors and stuff, bring them back up after you use it, so the rest of the class uses it. We need tongue depressors.
That's what I was looking for.
Hey, Dom! Oh, you blend in so well. Do we have tongue depressors? The bigger sticks?
We have this. Where are those at, buddy?
This is like, this is some artist bullshit here.
I know where they are.
Only an artist would ever use something this stupid and small.
I asked for those tongue
I did just say that, 100%.
This is gonna be a dirty pour. So is this just this is a fire pour. Fire pour.
Trying to make like a flame. I did a sign in Canada like this. It turned out sweet, and I liked it at least.
Are you a dealer or you own this company?
I own the company. My customers own the company.
I didn't know really what
God.
I was into, but this is awesome.
It is awesome, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Whole another level.
There'll be a lot of stuff I still gotta work on. So.
You know what? Thank you, man.
The infamous heads.
How many days do you work a week?
It depends.
Like 2 or something? Because you're a firefighter, right? So you work like 2 days a week?
No, seriously.
I was just joking.
I'm not joking. Dude, I love it. I work 8-9 days a week.
Right. Holy
Like,
shit.
I'm not on
But you're
vacation.
24-hour days, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the 8th busiest city in the nation.
Because where are you at?
Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio, yeah.
So we took 217,000 runs last year.
He's a sergeant here at the Sheriff's Department, so.
Nice. And we broke, I mean, that's broke up between 35 stations.
Well, I appreciate what you do, man. I respect anyone that serves others. I don't think life is fulfilling until you learn to serve other people. I always see, like, one of my pet peeves now, you see on social media, people are all about, like, you know, it's time for me time, focus on me, focus on, and, you know, are you sad? It's time to figure out who you are and stuff. And I'm like, you know what, fuck you. The reason you're not fulfilled and the reason you're depressed and the reason you're struggling is because you're always focusing on you. So you're focusing on every negative aspect of you. If you really want to fix your life, start serving other people. Do something for somebody else, and you'll soon realize, like, oh wow, all of my stresses are another man's blessings. Like, go to another country and find out that the things we stress about, they'd pray for.
That's
And
one thing I always say. My biggest accomplishment is seeing my customers smile after I'm done with
yep.
work.
Yeah, I think if people start learning that, like, everything they do should be a service to somebody other than themselves, that's how happiness comes from,
The
man.
other day when you were talking about, because I do a lot of consultations before I go into a house.
Uh-huh.
And I felt every bit of what you said about how when you go into a house, I diagnose the other problem before I go to my problem.
Yeah, because, well,
Because it's going to reflect my problem and give me that bill.
and I just feel like that's so dishonest to only take care of your issue knowing that it's creating another issue for the customer, but you made money leaving.
Right.
And
I don't have told customers, like, I won't
that's
do
perfect.
that unless and then you get this fixed.
Yep.
I can fix it, but
when I started solving other problems for customers, I started being more profitable. And then I knew that I could be trusted. But yeah, if somebody's depressed, focus on somebody else's problems instead of their own. You will fix it.
the biggest thing that I see in my business is I gotta do a lot of drywall. A lot of people have like leaks on their ceiling.
Uh-huh.
When they leak in the house, they always want to fix the ceiling. The first thing I ask them, did you fix the leak?
You axe them?
Yeah, ask them.
You axe your customers. I know. I caught you on that yesterday too.
Yeah, you got to use that, man. That's the Midwest.
That's okay. People say I can't say breakfast that correctly.
You definitely can't.
I try. I
Hey,
can.
What's the hardest word to say though? Spaghetti.
Spaghetti. I can say that.
Did we say it right though?
I think so. You know, it's one of my favorite foods, so I think we say it how I say it.
Spaghetti. Say it again.
Rachel, give me your opinion here. Yeah?
Like that color?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
well-
I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know right.
These are the orders that you're going in.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
So this part is going to be the hottest part of the
Uh-huh.
flame.
The blue tip.
I'd agree with that.
This is a dirty pour?
No.
No dirty pour?
This is just a flame. We're trying, I mean, and I was hoping I wouldn't get a crowd because there's a really good chance of failure here.
You making them nervous?
No, yeah, I don't get nervous.
Okay, you don't get nervous.
If you shoot at me, I might.
Good seeing the techniques and stuff.
Right, that's why I'm recording it.
Actually, funny thing, that's one of the things he didn't mention is getting thrown out of class.
What's that?
Shooting at you.
Oh. I wouldn't.
Shoot back.
I would.
Memory Marine.
Oh, that's a cool color.
That's burgundy.
Rum burgundy.
Rum burgundy.
That's a really cool color.
Yeah. So what do you guys think this is gonna be? I know.
It looks like fire.
See, he cheated.
He knew too.
Grant and his. Grant was listening.
I mean, if you're putting that color in transition, it looks like fire.
He's correct. Damn it, Grant. We were trying to trick you.
Can't trick the smart ones.
I mean, hell, let's just light it on fire. Go with fire.
Yeah, no kidding. That's how you really finish it. Doesn't it look just like it? Wouldn't do this in just any customer's house. It'd have to be a bar or something probably to.
Can I ask you why? Is this a certain reason why
Axe
you did
every
it
time.
on
Just so it'd be clear, so we could look at the backside as well too.
Okay.
Is that interference blue? Your second to top line?
That's trans red. I probably would take a spatula. You know, that actually worked okay, Mark. What I just did, I don't know.
Just use your hands.
I wouldn't, because I don't want to mix all these colors, so I'm going to switch every 2 colors to a new stick, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
I know Stone Coat wouldn't be pleased with me, but fuck about Stone Coat. You know, his very first job he ever did, I helped him through the whole thing. Did you know that? Bought the products from me, told me he was a Marine, he wasn't. Not joking. Then he disputed the charges on his card. Called him, he wouldn't answer. But he put a video out saying how amazing this product he invented was. And it had all my jugs in the video, so I won the dispute. So.
I don't like Stone Cold.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't talk shit about people.
I do.
But I do make fun of them.
Because for one, they want too much for their classes.
I think that a company that should be trusted should be a company that success happens as a byproduct of your success. I think that we don't deserve to be successful until our customers we help are successful. I don't like companies that have to make all their money prior to their customer's success.
That looks really cool.
It already, though.
Oh yeah, maybe I should leave it.
You could put a brown at the top and just go with mountain.
That's what she was just saying. We just made Mount Garfield.
I thought that was your sky up there, though.
There ain't no fire in this guy. Should be, probably.
You got a pocket right there.
Yeah, you'll be fine on that one. Good eyes, definitely, but I'll be doing so much to this.
So clear it up.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of. We're just barely starting. I'm slow.
That's why you went Marines, right?
That's exactly why. Well, they promised me crayons. I never saw any crayons. Every time I opened an MRE in the Marines, I was like, "Where's my crayons?"
So you want the red ones, huh?
Yep.
What does that do?
It's very relaxing. It's like finger painting for adults.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or do you be feeling something else?
Well, it's also really fast. If you just want to get stuff out, just use your hands.
It would be what you're looking for.
It wouldn't in this case because you wanted to keep his colors pure. So if you did it with your hands, you just muddy everything up.
No figure eight, just a swirl.
Just zigzagging.
That is really cool.
And we're trying to think of what it's going to look like on the bottom side too, because you could pick, since this is see-through, which side you like more. Probably the top side is usually the best, because underneath usually it looks wiped, but you never know until you finish it.
Well, if the pigments sink, it might look better on the other side.
That's a lot of fire going on. It really look like a fire.
That'd be cool, like a motorcycle shop.
Yeah, like a countertop or a floor, showpiece on their floor.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Motorcycle shop?
Well, no, I'm trying to go to shops and get them to get countertops that reflect their business. You know, shit, like a beauty salon, I could pour their scissors and stuff in there, like put their scissors there and then just pour like clear over them or something.
Now the worst thing we could do right now is to torch this right away. Let it kind of settle on its own. If I torched it right away, it'd just blur like crazy, and you'd lose a lot of the definition. The product's kind of setting up.
Did you wait for all of these to get to 95?
Yeah, it was pretty warm by the time I poured. Now you could pour it a little cooler, but then you wouldn't want to torch it for even longer, if that makes sense. And I need to start going off the ends, if you notice how I'm like getting those little turnarounds. I'm gonna go back down and kind of fix that.
That's something when I was doing my veins and stuff, I had to make sure I do that little U-turn trying to save product.
It's so easy to do that, and then it looks so fake. Sometimes it's more profitable to waste just a little bit in the right spots.
I'm still trying to figure out what the blue is for.
You know, you look at a fire, you've got blue in the center, and it's red and orange.
Yeah, if it's a good warm flame.
Okay.
Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Now we'll let that set for a minute, and then we'll hit it with a torch.
We'll be right back. Pause.
That was like, get your glove off, but then it's all over your wrist. Thank you, Mark. It's nothing to write home to mom about, but it's still cool.
It's a pretty art piece.
Mm-hmm.
I'd hang up
This
hang it
down
up on
here
the wall.
looks the most authentic, like right there.
Yeah. Walk down it though, it changes kind of. And then when you torch it, it's going to be 100% different. It'll really settle out. I just don't want to blur because
You don't want to do it too soon because you want the definition in there.
Yep, to stay. Then, oh, you know Madison Rising, Mark? The best national anthem in the world.
Oh, yeah.
We're building them a table and they're going to release their music for our King of the Hammers thing.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I was all excited about it.
Yeah, you sent it on the
Group chat, I forgot about that.
That's crazy.
You guys have 12 minutes before we need to leave to lunch, so be watching that clock. At 11:30 we need to leave. They staff that restaurant just for us, so we need to try to respect them and be on time.
That place has really good food.
Yeah, they add staff just for us for lunch, so they could serve an additional 30 people on the spot, or 40 people, or 75 sometimes. So
How large is this class usually?
it's kind of average to small. Usually it's like this, and up to 75 is huge. 50 is pretty common. This is what, 30 something? 30 people or something like that. This is a little on the small side.
I didn't hear when you brought this in if this is plexiglass or glass.
That's plexi.
Pardon?
So that's plexi.
It says
Plexiglass, yeah.
Okay.
Hey Mark, she's completely deaf, only reads lips, and she doesn't have sign language. Isn't that amazing? So
because I've done some ocean wave pours on some tempered glass and put light behind it.
Oh, right,
And,
right.
My goal is to do shower shower installations and stuff like that, because where I live is coastal, and I've got some designers are want it so bad.
That's cool.
And, so I'm learning about the different glasses, the edging, and that kind of stuff. Plexiglass, you're pretty thick here. Some of my friends said, well, try it on some. I have to see how then I can go, because it fluxes, so I have to take that into consideration. Did you sand that down?
Yeah, we did, so it
You
bonds.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now that makes sense.
Just 220 grit. Now, also through plexi, if you shine through the side of a plexiglass, it'll actually broadcast light all the way through it.
Right.
So we could take a piece like this, pour clear over it, and then do about 10% of each color. Do the same flame look, put a rope light shining into it, and you could have a backlit flame. And you can do it to where it changes colors, the color changing LEDs, and I think that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, 'cause I have
We should do a table like that. My pants just ripped. Like my pants just ripped, I don't know.
What are the other colors you have?
I had one rip out all the way down. Advanced epoxy, like flooring and super tracks. We've changed our 4-day to just be basic and advanced in the same class. What we started noticing is people that didn't know shit, that thought they did, would only come to the advanced class, and then you'd ask them. I started getting whole classes of like 40 people, and I'd be like, who's ever touched epoxy? Nobody, but we don't want to learn basics. And I'm like, oh, and then I started learning, okay, our basic class is more advanced than anyone in the world. So we just kind of changed it. So
I've never touched before I got here. I've seen some YouTube videos, and this is.
that's awesome. Good for you, man. Thank you. Thanks for coming here. Y'all like it? Anybody unhappy with what they've been doing? It's your fault because you picked what you just did this time.
Did you want me to coat that acrylic with the super chucks before I sand it?
Say again?
Should I coat the super chuck, the plexiglass with the super chucks before I sand it?
We're not doing super tracks, outdoor flex. Just epoxy. Only the epoxy.
So just before?
No. Because we're trying to test the bond strength of the outdoor flex to it. So yeah. So we'll just sand and then we'll write the grit of each. So just write whatever grit each one is, and then we'll mix the outdoor flex on it.
That's what I was thinking.
Cool.
So the name of the ministry is Let Fire Fall.
Oh,
Do something cool.
do a sign. Make a sign out of that.
So we put a light behind it.
Yeah, you do a sign out of that.
I wonder if you were to pull, like, do the blue and the white at the bottom, and then pull from there on purpose, pull back into it, so it makes it look like the fire starts out. You know what I'm saying? It's because the flame. It looks good, but like I'm saying, like pull into the middle of the flame. You know how the middle of the fire has the blue in the middle?
Right.
If you were to pull the blue in and then let it like trail off.
You could do that.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. It's badass how it looks.
I'm sure we could make it. I'm afraid to.
It looks like real. What's that?
Depends on. I mean, if that's a gas fire, then it's the opposite. But if you got
That's true. Yeah, that's right. That's the fire.
Do we have a
I know I
tour?
want polyester to work, so.
Yeah, no kid. Wouldn't want that to stick to you. We'll try. Not terrible.
Man, that's hot. That's so hot.
That's she meant.
Flame home.
She was looking at the firefighter. Now, I just torched it, so it kind of thinned the viscosity of the epoxy, which will allow some air to come to the top. I could just keep torching and torching and torching as air bubbles come up, or I could just warm it up like I just did, it loosens up the epoxy and just let some of that air come to the top, and then come back and torch it in another 10 minutes, and then I'm not losing my whole pattern just because I torched it. You also could very easily right now, if you wanted it crisp again. Ah. Try to get some of that blue down there.
So have you ever done anything like this with like on a purposeful flame look?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I actually was asked, I was on a big job in Canada, and they were like, hey, we need a sign that looks like a flame. And I was like, oh, crap. And I don't know how to do this. And they brought me a big sheet of glass, and I was so worried. And it turned out really cool. Thank God, huh? So I don't think it was anything I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just started pouring colors and wiggling around with a stick, and it started turning out cool. I haven't really done one of these in a few years.
She's got the best seat in the house.
It's okay, I'm short most of the time anyway, so.
Rachel's a badass.
Your time check is 11:25.
All right. You got 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes.
I gave it some depth. That looks.
It is good.
That looks way more flamey.
See how now I'm not going both ways? I'm trying to finish it off with just pulling one direction.
So, Rachel, take a picture of just half, like it's half and half. Like that looks. You don't know? You should see the difference.
I don't know.
I think just pulling one direction only is kind of the...
Because it's pulling some.
I felt like when I was pushing it back the other way, it wasn't.
This looks insane.
I like that. I mean, it looks like hammered like bronze.
Crayon eating firefighter.
Is that better?
I thought it was great the first time. Yeah.
Look at how it's put the dimension though on top of it now. It looks freaking cool. It looks like it's got
I think I just needed to pull one direction. One direction only. Now we could do it.
Fire goes in all directions. I mean, but it goes up. And it looks like it's. That's cool. That is awesome. I'm gonna have to get those colors so I can do a bar like that.
So both golds, copper, burgundy. You can probably use anything for the blue. You can probably use a trans blue. Yeah, you can probably use it. It's good.
That's better.
No, I don't have room in my name. You're not allowed to write anything in it.
Is this an art piece that you're making or something?
Or make a sign out of
You're
it.
just doing it for the hell of it?
Yeah.
You just drug a stick through it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Looks like flames.
That's what I was going for.
Well, that's what you got. For sure.
Levi, do you want a picture from up here?
It's so hard to get
if you
pictures
think.
because of the glossiness. You just get a reflection of your phone or a reflection of the
That'll be the most professional photo ever taken on that phone.
reflection of the.
And sometimes videos are the only way to really capture. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Sweet.
There's some good stuff in this class.
I'm gonna head to the house.
Thank you,
I'll
man.
catch you later.
Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll give you a ring later on.
Thanks for what you're doing.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you, Mark.
Hey, who did this?
I did.
I like it. I like that. It's simple. That's pretty too. Really pretty.
That is gorgeous.
That is awesome. Did you do this too?
No.
Who did this one?
She is not standing here at the moment.
That's awesome.
She's
See you,
walking
Mark.
around.
That's beautiful.
You like
It's really rare that you see pink being used like that. I always like it when you do. I think
God,
it's
she was
I think it's underutilized.
I want to show you my picture. Well, I picked something that I definitely wouldn't pick.
Oh, that's pretty.
But I was actually looking at this copper and thinking that didn't come out as shimmery as I would have liked. Do you know how I could have gotten that more?
Trans gold, maybe, too. Do you see how that kind of fades into like a trans gold here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could have done that. That looks good, I think.
Is it too late to add a little copper red? Probably set up a little bit too much.
You might spray some and then dab it on with a brush and then torch it.
Okay. I'm going to try.
No, I was just going to say, that looks really good. What's that?
My picture, if I would have had brown or a little bit darker background.
I think it looks anything like your photo. I think that looks better than the photo. I think that looks amazing. I think that would sell. I think it's super natural. That's probably the best one in the class right now. That looks really good too. Did you do this?
I did. I'm going for the minimalist look. You want to see my picture?
I do. That looks really good. That's it, man.
Well, I mean, I think I put a few more veins in.
It doesn't matter. Really simple white marble like that with the gold in it. I like that. All right, guys, it is time. We got to hurry. Sorry, it's time for us to say goodbye for about an hour and a half. We are headed to lunch right now. Come back and join us after lunch. And we're going to finish the table we did the chiseled edge on yesterday. And we're actually going to put the prime coat on it and then coat it. So it should be fun. Thank you guys for joining us. Bye. Yeah. That's pretty.
Thanks. You want to see that picture?
That's pretty.
I think I'm getting
That's holy shit. What in the fuck?
There's a lot of color.